Folks, the most explosive trade of the season has just happened, and the media, quite rightly, is completely in shock. Luka Doncic and Anthony Davis have switched teams, and the reactions couldn't be more intense. So everyone is shocked and impressed because it was an unexpected trade. What does this mean for the NBA? Get ready, because from now on, the game is going to change completely. We'll watch more information and news about this, and you will definitely really enjoy this video. We give credit to ESPN here, and we'll follow all the information. Subscribe to the channel here so you don't miss any updates. Let's go.
As for the trade which shook the sports world late Saturday night, early Sunday morning, it's Luka to LA less than 24 hours after the mega trade which moved him out there, and Anthony Davis to Dallas. A video shared by the squad. Doncic arrives in LA to begin the next chapter of his life and his career as well. Mavericks shared a video of AD boarding a plane to Philly to join the team there for their Tuesday game against the Sixers. Anthony Davis released a statement which read in part, "I'm grateful to the city where my first ring came from, grew my family and friendships, and I will always have a home here. To my teammates, our friendships go beyond a locker room, and in Jersey, LA will always have a special place in my heart. Every great story has an exciting next chapter. Dallas, here we come."
One big thing.
So I was in Orlando for the Pro Bowl this weekend. Family was dominating the Magic Kingdom Saturday. Steve, that's me.
Oh, I see ya.
Just bodying the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. No biggie. That's not the biggest roller coaster out there. Now, I am a night owl by nature, hence this show. But we left it all in the park on that day. And for the first time in eons, I was out, asleep before midnight. The point of all this is to say I completely missed the LUKA trade. So I didn't have to try to figure out in real time, did Shams get hacked? By the next morning, and in fact, several days later, up till right now, folks are still trying to piece together, how did this happen? How does Dallas move off a 25-year-old generational player who helped lead them to the NBA Finals last season? Maybe some breadcrumbs began to be laid out during the NBA Finals when Brian Windhorst came on this show right here and brought out a blowtorch.
I'm standing here in the Mavericks tunnel. Over there is the Celtics tunnel. That's where the winners are. His performance in this game is unacceptable, and the reason why the Mavericks are not going to win.
He was talking about Luka, and as Brian pointed out on his most recent podcast, it is telling that in the remaining games of the finals, nobody from the Mavericks organization confronted him or corrected him. So when Wendy asked rhetorically after the trade, how much do the Mavs hate him? I don't know. And the reactions from everybody around the league on every level is consistent. How do the Mavericks do this? We're the last to this days-old story on this show because we haven't been here. So you are familiar with all the questions everyone has brought forth. Why didn't the Mavericks call other teams? How is this all they got from Los Angeles? Though I would like to insert here that pretending like Anthony Davis isn't a superstar, a true superstar, is silly because he is. But he's not Luka. Now, the most difficult thing for a lot of folks in our business to ever do when there are so many questions we don't have the answers to is say, I don't know. Why did it happen? What was the tipping point? Who won the trade? Well, no one knows at this point. I've seen plenty of opinions, and the scales do seem tipped heavy in the favor of the Lakers. But do we know how it's going to go from here? Hell, we don't know why it happened. Steve made the great point on our podcast Monday. People hate getting got, being caught completely off guard by anything, and this was that. When Jimmy Butler gets moved, it's going to be the end of a chapter in Miami that everybody was anticipating. Luka to the Lakers is not a story anybody had reasonably pondered. I presume it's a long-term win for the Lakers. If there's some underlying reason that the Mavericks moved off one of the best players in the game, I presume it will leak out. But if there's not, then late one February Saturday night, Dallas just decided to trade a 25-year-old five-time first-team All-NBA player, which would indeed qualify as one of the most baffling decisions that I can ever recall.
Hard for fans in Dallas to accept it, but Luka Doncic is actually gone. Mavericks traded a 25-year-old five-time All-NBA performer. Meanwhile, the Lakers are already moving Doncic's merchandise online, and he'll meet with reporters in L.A. Tuesday. Anthony Davis already expressing his excitement about his new team before he even touched down to join them.
Mavs fans, your boy AD here.
What's up, it's Max
Max.
Yes, sir.
We're excited to be a part of the organization, be a part of the team. gonna do something special with y'all, man.
We're winning a lot of games.
We're excited, and we can't wait to get on the floor, support the team, and do what we do best.
Yes, sir. Go Mavs.
Go Mavs.
Kendrick Perkins joins us now at SportsCenter. We'll get to the Dallas side of this and Davis in just a minute. But, Perk, let's talk about Luka Doncic and the fit with the Lakers. How do they make this work?
Oh, it's going to work. It's going to work. You know what, Stan? Look, I keep hearing all these complaints about LeBron and Luka. They can't play together. Are you serious? IQ always could play together, and that's what they have. I mean, look, LeBron James is going to take a backseat to Luka Doncic. This is a fact. Okay, and the one thing I do know about Bron, he can adapt to anyone. We saw him do it with Kyrie Irving, Dwayne Wade, and we also saw him do it with Rajon Rondo. So at the end of the day, Luka is in a perfect situation. All Luka got to do is get up under LeBron James' wing, learn how to be a professional, and the sky's the limit for him. The city is going to embrace him. Right now, Stan, currently constructed, I have their ceiling as a second-round exit. I don't think that Rob Pelinka is done. If he make moves and get 2 centers, I believe 2 athletic bigs, then, hey, we might be talking about those 2 competing for a title.
Okay. And so now, with that said, it seems like the general impression is that this was a one-sided deal where the Lakers won. But when you look at the length and the defense that Anthony Davis gives the Mavs, it doesn't seem that clear-cut to me.
It's not. Look, the Mavs got back an all-NBA player, a defensive force. AD is going to be fine. Last time I checked, didn't he just win a championship a few years ago with J. Kidd? J. Kidd knows this man really, really well. Right now, I have the Dallas Mavericks second, right behind the Oklahoma City Thunder in the Western Conference. They have the pieces at the wings. When you look at P.J. Washington, Spencer Dinwiddie, Quentin Grimes, and then look at what Kyrie Irving has been doing. Look, Kyrie and AD are going to make magic together. I believe that the Dallas Mavericks, currently constructed, could definitely make a run to go and compete and try to win a title again.
And you got Gafford and Lively, so he doesn't have to play the 5, which he doesn't want to do. Right. All right, so now I saw you on social media today talking about the Warriors cooking up.
Last night.
Woo!
Necessary disclaimer nowadays. Knicks visiting the Rockets. A lot of guys out for Houston, but Amen Thompson was there, and he made his presence felt. Final seconds of the third. Whoa! Making the move on Precious Achiuwa, putting him on skates, and then getting a jam. Huge one right there. Rockets up 11 after 3. Just over 4 minutes left in the fourth. Jalen Brunson, former Maverick, showing how Mavericks play when they leave. Pretty well.
Too soon? Oh.
Exactly. Knicks down 2. 30 seconds later, Karl Anthony Towns getting something going. That looks nice. After the made free throw, Knicks up 1. Next Rockets possession, Jalen Green. Nice one there. Rockets up 1. This one went back and forth late. 2 minutes left. Knicks still down 1. Not anymore because of Brunson, who, by the way, when he heard about Luka's trade, he said April Fools, huh? No, not April Fools. Knicks up 1 there. Thompson slammed with 2 hands, had a triple-double, 25 points, 11 boards, 11 assists. Rockets back up 1. But more Brunson working on Thompson, getting it to go. Knicks back up 1, 115, 114. A minute to go, same score. Brunson on ISO and just buries the 3. Knicks win by 6. Brunson, his first 40-10 game, and a butt slap from Josh Hart. How about that?
Just what I was expecting to see this morning.
Exactly. 42 points, 10 helpers. Knicks win by 6. All right, Jalen Brunson continuing to dominate in his 3rd season in New York. Last night was his 12th game of 30 points and 10 assists for the Knicks, which is now the most such games in franchise history. Before signing with New York 3 years ago, Brunson never had a game of 30 points and 10 assists in his 4 seasons with, guess who? The Mavericks.
Oh, how about that? And speaking of that news that is rocking the NBA, LUKA is a Laker, and today at noon we'll hear from him for the first time since the trade that sent him to LA and Anthony Davis to the Mavs. Happened Sunday, but something this big, this unexpected, and this centered around a young superstar. It's going to take a little time to sink in for everyone. Last night, Steph Curry shared his thoughts on how it went down.
Just a reminder, maybe only a few in this league that can go to sleep with any type of confidence, but that you still be there. It's kind of a very unique situation across the board, but I think just the idea that it happened in silence was pretty crazy.
Who are those few anymore? Because I wouldn't have thought LUKA was one of them. Meanwhile, Landscape's David Dennis Jr. here with us now, and you just heard from Steph Curry. What do you think that this trade sends a message about the NBA and how it unfolded?
Yeah, let's say the quiet part out loud of what Steph was saying. 99.999% of the players in the league woke up Sunday morning knowing that if Nico Harrison had called their organization and said, I want to send LUKA, who you got, they would all be on the trading block. We are now looking at an inflection point in the league right now, whether it's second apron or supermax or conflation of a whole bunch of other things, where if you look at the last year, 2 of the 3 best players in the Western Conference Finals got shipped in the middle of the night, including Luka Doncic, who was a lifer for Dallas. Klay Thompson is no longer a Golden State Warrior. Jimmy Butler, who was the personification of Heat culture, is in the middle of one of the worst feuds that we've seen between a player and an organization. We're heading into a trading deadline where the Suns are taking calls for Kevin Durant, and we're also talking about maybe LeBron James. LeBron James should possibly get traded by the deadline. I don't know how, if you're an owner or a GM in this league, you can preach loyalty to anybody in the league when deals like what we saw between Luka Doncic and the Dallas Mavericks are happening.
I don't care who you are. If you catch your GM on the phone, I'm looking over my shoulder like, we good? What's happening over there? We'll see how it all shakes out and have much more on this trade all throughout the show. But let's dive a little bit deeper into what it means, because the Mavs, they're currently the 8th seed right now in the West. With AD there now, are you buying that they could be a potential contender?
I'm not this season. I just think that a team that is the 8th seed, you have about 30 games to figure out what's kind of a clunky lineup right now. Now, granted, the Mavs can make some moves between now and the trade deadline, but as it's currently constructed, you have AD and you have some bigs out there, and none of those guys can shoot. Then you have Kyrie as basically your facilitator, who's not a guy who can get the ball to a lot of different people. He's not a typical point guard. You have some clunkiness there, and then you have a Western Conference that is still loaded. I mean, the Mavs could only make some noise if a whole bunch of things go right for them, including the health of AD and the health of Kyrie through these next 30 games. And we just traditionally do not see that. I'm just not buying the Dallas Mavericks as a team that can contend with OKC, with Denver, with Houston, with the top of the West right now for the rest of the season, which is concerning for Dallas because that window for championship contention is only a couple years. And this year, to me, is a wash already.
And you make a trade like that, you're looking to do big things very soon, not just in the future. We'll see what it all looks like, how it comes together. We won't see it tonight, though, when they play, because Anthony Davis is ruled out against the 76ers. We'll see if he plays Thursday when they take on the Celtics. David Dennis Jr. with us this morning on Sports Entertainment.
And what an insane trade, my friends. What seemed impossible has happened. It has happened. Doncic from the Lakers and Davis from the Mavericks. This is undoubtedly one of the most explosive trades in recent NBA years. The Lakers are trading away one of the league's top centers to bring in a highly talented and creative player from the new generation. Doncic will now team up with LeBron James. This could be a dream or a challenge for both of them. Will he manage to share the spotlight with LeBron? Plus, as the Lakers coach, how will he fit Doncic into the game plan? In the scheme, since he likes the ball all the time, how will this work? And on the other hand, the Mavericks are betting on Davis to be the piece that changes a team, a real contender, title contender with a top defender.